Hear ye, hear ye. We're doing another one of these things again. First and foremost, I want to say thank you all so much for over 60 bajillion subscribers. That's totes sick, and I can't wait to share more content with you all. Secondly, I want to thank all my patrons for pledging their steel and cheddar to support this channel. Thank you all. You're helping more than you know. Now, to get down to business. It's been over half a year since my last Q&A video, and I figured it's time for another one. You know, to connect with the people. So here we are, with the 60,000 plus subscriber Q&A special. And Knuckles. First off, now that I've given my amorphous voice and avatar to speak through, I've gotten a lot of questions about the specifications of Kane. When I first made this channel, it was to just have somewhere to put the first Critical Role animatic. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a fun little project to show my love of the show. In that creation of content using someone else's audio track, or voice, if you will, it made sense for the channel name to be a little joke about the D&D creatures who don't speak with their own voice, instead mimicking the sounds of others. Then I just took the word Kanku, scrambled it, and added in a few new letters. Still pronounced the same though, so that's cool. The avatar himself was The avatar himself was a direct byproduct of the channel name and idea. Okay, so now that we got that boring origin story shit out of the way, let's get into the actual questions. First, we have some questions from Patreon. What warm-up stretches do you do before a long drawing session? Haha, bold of you to assume that my brain allows me to have long drawing sessions. What are your tips for people looking to do similar art-based videos? Start with something familiar that the people want, and then pull the rug out from under them at the last second and be like, haha, now it's my voice and also my art and you don't recognize it. Haha, you have been had. How does it feel to be a nerd? Pretty bad. What's your favorite underused creature in D&D? And what's your least favorite overused creature? And do you have any advice on spicing up those overused creatures? Okay, favorite underused? This is actually, it's a twofer answer. The Scarecrow and Harpies. I think Scarecrows and Harpies work really cool together, because if you flavor the Harpies to be like crows or carrion feeders, then it's like perfect creepy farm vibes. Overused, I'd say mimics. I feel like a lot of people use mimics, but you know, they use them in ways where they just like end up losing a lot of like their impact, if you get what I'm saying. Spicing them up, make the mimic have make it so it ate a magic spell book and it can cast spells, because hey, imagine that, you freaking open the chest to get your loot and then suddenly, oh, there's teeth, and also I'm on fire because it just cast fireball at 5th level. What setting would you like to do art for? Overwatch. Okay, here's the ones from YouTube and Twitter. Wade from Twitter says, how do you prep for sessions? I use a method where I write down each event or place that the players can interact with or go to, blah, 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 and then I bullet point out everything that can happen relating to that sequentially. So like, say they go to the farm, bullet point, they meet the farmer greets them. Bullet point, they see the corpse of a horse. Bullet point, that's pretty much just how I do it. It makes it a lot easier than writing it as one wall of text and trying to find everything inside of it. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's my heavy hitter that makes me feel confident when I prep my sessions. I use this because I like to give my players a lot of free reign when playing. This means that they'll skip over stuff a lot of the time, so I leave it all sort of as a jigsaw plug and play, allowing pieces of the story to not be beholden to one area or require something to happen for the players to see it. If they pass a hookup, that's fine. I'll just move that block of that event block or that NPC block. I'll move it to wherever they were going. And then it all fits together perfectly. What is it about goblins you like so much, says Alarix on Twitter. Well, good question. I don't know. Are the stories in your videos original or based on past games? They are all original. I've gotten a lot of comments saying, well, why did the player just blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, because the player isn't real. I'm just telling a story through the lens of D&D mechanics. Feel betrayed if you want. I don't know. I don't really feel like I've set an actual precedent for telling legitimate, actual IRL game tales on this channel. I feel like that's what people expect, but that ain't me. JoeCat, hey, on Twitter says, you have to DM a game in a different setting or genre that isn't medieval fantasy. What setting do you choose? Cyberpunk with light space elements, or space with light cyberpunk elements. Pretty much just the polar opposite of medieval fantasy. I love space too. Shaggy on Twitter says, why do you make all your characters? Jig says, can you do a backflip?
Yeah, give 9-year-old me a trampoline, and of course, yeah, I totally can do a backflip. Yep.
Shadowcat on Twitter says, what tips do you have for keeping new players on track in the campaign? Ask them what type of campaign they want to play and give that to them for however long it takes for them to warm up to the idea of D&D being a collaborative story game, and slowly start to sprinkle in the pieces of the game that you want to play until you find the happy middle place between the game that they want, the game that you want, and then you get the game that is supposed to be the destined game, the golden game is what it's called. Do you have a favorite set of dice, says Ronan Higgs on Twitter. Yes, I do. I call them True Blue because they're see-through and blue, and they have treated me very well. And also, they're responsible for nearly killing my party in my latest game 2 sessions in a row. So they might be a little bit evil, but I like them because it's the most natural 20s I've ever rolled on a dice set. Yay! Why are your goblins so gosh darn adorable? Well, I'll tell you, dude, you just have to focus on the eyes.
It's all on the eyes. Look into the eyes. The eyes are the cutest part.
Would you date Matt Mercer?
Yes. Do you plan on doing Monsters Misguided until you covered most? Oh God, no. How long does it take to make a video? Way longer than it should. I got ADD. Probably.
I just subscribed. Would you happen to be a furry or just...
What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Critical Role and the concept of second chances. If you had to pick, would you rather play as a kobold, Goliath, or goblin? Okay, for one shots, if I was expected to die, kobold or goblin. If it was a longer form campaign, Goliath or goblin. If you were a character in a role-playing game, what would your victory pose be? Me dead on the ground. Any tips for making new puzzles? Pretty much just create something that looks like a puzzle and reads like a puzzle and feels like a puzzle, and then the third thing that your players come up with, have it work. Are you having a good day? I mean, yeah. Why? Huh? Beep boop beep. Needs more kobolds. Beep boop beep. Yeah, I can't help but agree. Is it data or data? What? How do you eat ice cream if you have a beak? Oh, it's a prosthetic. This shit just screws off. Anywho, that wraps up this Q&A. Thankfully a lot shorter than I thought it would be, so hoo-yah. Sorry for question didn't get in, but thank you to everyone who sent things in. This one was definitely a lot more loosey-goosey than the first, mainly because I got a lot of similar questions to the ones that I already answered in the first one, and if I couldn't come up with a better answer or joke, I just skipped it. But anyway, again, my Patreon has been shortened to a single tier deal, so if you were considering pledging before but didn't, it's only $2 now. Hop on in. If you don't want to do that, you can always donate money to my Ko-fi page if you would like to operate off of a subscription service. I got a Twitter where I post art and a Twitch where I used to stream. Just kidding, I might do it again. That's all from me. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.